Morning, my chiropractic champions, warriors. You guys ready to get on it today and have a great day? I know I am. I'll tell you, I had a great day yesterday. I was on calls, coaching docs all day yesterday. I actually was on with Harriet Rose out in Australia, and then I was in the UK, and then I was in Europe, and then we were in the United States, from West Coast to East Coast. So I'll tell you what's great about being a chiropractor and being a coach and running. Maybe coach is a cliche word, but being an assistant, being a mentor, sharing people, like as a consultant, some great information across the world. I mean, literally across the world. It's really exciting. But one of the things I always realize, and I'm reminded of, is that we tend to think our plight is unique to us. We tend to think, geez, I'm in Texas, I'm in Oklahoma, I'm in California, I'm in New York, and it's so much harder, and people don't get it, and it's harder here. And if I was only in Pennsylvania, or if I was only in Georgia, or North Dakota or whatever, so we tend to think like it's easier there. But what's amazing, and I'm telling you this, I talk to docs on Tuesday and Friday, so I do coaching calls, one-on-one calls with our clients, and I do it all day Tuesday and all day Friday. And I can tell you the plight, the challenges that you have right now in your practice are exactly the same that Simon has in Spain, or another Dr. Simon that has in the UK, or Dr. Jason has in London, or Dr. John has in California, and Dr. Aaron has in Peru. I mean, it is the same, even beyond the language. It's the same. It's the same. Nobody gets it, even though everybody gets it. And I don't mean to be funny when I say that. You see, everybody gets that the brain tells the body what to do, but they don't get that as chiropractic. And often what we do as chiropractors, with the greatest intention possible, we lose our ability to communicate to the average person by the time you come out of chiropractic school. So when you're in before you go to chiropractic school, maybe you're a little bit more of a layman in your communication skills, right? But then what happens is you go to chiropractic school and you're taking histology and embryology and biochemistry and pharmacology, and you're taking all these courses, right? And then when you come out, the ability that you now have to communicate that to the average person, it starts to become more difficult. It really starts to become more difficult. And then there's a disconnect. So one of the things that I've worked on, because I've had some great mentors, Reggie Gold being my primary mentor in my life in chiropractic, my dad being my primary mentor in my personal and business life, is the ability to communicate using analogies. So when you study Confucius, when you study Buddha would always tell a story. Jesus would always tell a story in an effort to convey information. So we want to do the same thing. So one of the things that I've done and worked on for years is my ability to communicate chiropractic to people so that they can start to understand or connect the dots, if you will, that what we do is essential and necessary and a requirement, not to just get rid of the back pain, right? But to allow their body to work better. So here's a simple analogy, right? One of the things I'll recommend to our clients, and you're my client today on this call, is here's a wire, right? Here's a telephone wire. So when I look at this telephone wire, this is a representation of your spinal cord. So I'd certainly recommend, as your coach today, to go to Home Depot, and you could buy this for probably $1, a couple of bucks. You're going to buy this, or buy a whole bunch of it, maybe 10, 15 foot of it, and cut it and then strip it and then have those wires exposed. So when you look at my office, you're going to see I've got wires throughout the office. I got all kinds of stuff, toothbrushes, whatever. And one of the reasons that I use this is because it's a great analogy to explain how your brain and nervous system work. I literally put it up on my body like this. I'll say, hey, listen, here's my spinal cord, right? My brain is attached to this. What's it sending through the wires? What's going through the wires? And where do those wires go to, right? I mean, if that goes to your uterus or your large intestine or your bladder and the spine is crooked, your spine gets crooked, right? Does the spine communicate better or worse? Do the nerves communicate better or worse, right? Does your body communicate better or worse with a crooked spine? I mean, that's really the question that we have to ask people. You know, we're too busy only because we've been educated that way. We come out as these doctors with this phenomenal education on how to communicate chiropractic to people, but we're not talking to doctors. We're not talking to people that want to be chiropractors. We're not talking to people that are knowledgeable in biochemistry and physiology and anatomy, physiology. We're talking to people that are really good in their own expertise that aren't really good at biology or really care about it. They just want their problem solved. They want that thing to go away, if you will, right? So how we communicate is critical. So using terms like, you know, there's no health in crooked. Straighter's healthier. You ask me, Linda, let me ask you a question. Your spine's crooked. Is that helping your body or is it making it sicker? You know, what's going to get sick if your spine's crooked? Well, I don't know, Dr. Joe. What do you think? Well, let me ask you a question, Linda. If those nerves go to your uterus, and the nerves that go to your uterus are being compromised in your lower back, they're crooked, right? They're diseased and crooked. What's happening to the messages that go to your uterus? They're getting worse, right? So is your uterus going to get healthier or sicker? It's going to get sicker. So does it make sense then that you'd probably be more prone to problems with your menstrual, or problems with pregnancy, or problems getting pregnant, or problems with disease to the uterus if those nerves are being compromised, right? That doesn't mean every problem with the uterus or every problem in your body is directly related to the spine being crooked, but certainly when people ask, well, geez, you chiropractors think you could affect everything in the body, right? You chiropractors think that everything could be helped with chiropractic. And I look at that and I say, well, let me ask you a question. That right there is your what? If that's your brain, what does your brain control? Everything. And if your brain controls everything, how does your brain talk to all the organs? It's not Wi-Fi, it's not Bluetooth, it's hardwired, right? So if the brain is talking to all the organs through wires, right? If your brain is talking to all the body through these wires, and those wires get pressed on, and those wires carry everything to the body, what can get sick if the spine gets sick? Everything, right? So by helping the body, get a healthier spine, because the nerves control everything, it potentially can improve or affect the function or the health of everything. I find it interesting that when somebody swallows down a vitamin, they have no question, no qualms about a vitamin is good for everything. Like, hey, what's a vitamin good for? Well, pretty much everything, right? What's going out to the gym and working out for? What's that good for? That's pretty much good for everything, right? So what's exercise good for? What's nutrition good for, right? Everything. So the same logic is with what we do. It's good for everything to get adjusted. It's not necessarily a treatment for anything or everything, but it's something that's good for you, right? Another analogy, if you think about it, like going to the gym, for example, like most people, 99.9% of people don't go to the gym to treat diabetes or treat migraines or treat dental decay or to treat, other types of diseases that they may have, right? But when you go to the gym, it's good for you. So I'd rather be somebody who's in physically good shape and have a disease than be somebody who's in awful shape and have a disease. I mean, which guy or woman is more likely to survive or live longer, have a better quality life? So the same logic falls true with what we do as chiropractors. So a couple of just quick thoughts is, understand that there's no health in crooked. Your body's not going to work well with a crooked spine, right? And you ask them. You ask them questions. Barbara, is that good for you? What's it affecting? How is that affecting it? What's happening to the nerves? What happens to the messages? Stop being the professor, if you will, right? Be now the person who's asking those questions. You're no longer, if you will, the student. They're the student. We ask them the questions, right? And we're not talking professor to professor. We're not talking to doctor. You're speaking to individuals who are wonderful people, who are confused, who are scared, who are frustrated, who are impatient, who don't know anything really about how the body works or functions. And now it's your job as the so-called teacher, it's your job as the leader to draw out from them what they already know. They already know the brain tells your body what to do. You just need to make that connection and then make the connection that, well, your job as the chiropractor is to address or correct where the spine is damaged or where the spine is crooked. That's the magic. And I'll tell you, when you can do that consistently, When you do that consistently, everything changes. You have a lot more fun. You have a lot more energy. You have fun with the questions you ask people. And one of the last points I'll make today, not to ramble here, is this. Nobody gets it. It's the most important lesson that I've learned and relearned, and sometimes I still have to relearn it. Nobody ever gets it. I have it on my desk. It literally states that nobody ever gets it. It's a reminder to me that, don't be their friend, right? That doesn't mean I don't love people and care about people, but my first job, my priority in the practice is not to be their friend. It's not to win them over with some kind of personality, right? It's not to win them over with some phenomenal, office experience. My job is to be their chiropractor. My job is to constantly and consistently direct the questions and conversations to where the spine is out of alignment, what organ, what systems it's affecting, and to constantly remind them of the necessity, the requirement, the value, the relevance of getting adjusted. When you do that regularly, you build a practice of people that come in because what? They're there because it makes a difference in their health. They're there for a lifetime because they know their life is better. Doesn't mean you're still not going to get people that come in and leave because their back hurts or their headaches are gone or whatever. But boy, you start to grow 80, 90% of your practice to a practice that's there to address the overall health of people and their body. And that's the magic. That really is the secret. That's what I teach. That's what I bring you towards. That's what I've grown over the 30 years. That's what I want to bring to your practice. That's why I started Chiropassion Consulting. That's why I'm a mentor, a teacher, a leader of our group. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to talk more about what you're doing in your practice, certainly what's going good, maybe some things that aren't going good, maybe things are going great, but let's get you to your dreams faster. Let's get you to the ideal practice faster. Let's get you to your financial goals faster. So a couple of ways to get hold of me. There's a link right above. It's a free coaching call with Dr. Joe Borio. So you click that, it brings you to my Acuity link. And when you get to the Acuity link, you can just pick a time. You get 30 minutes and we could talk. Again, introduce each other, and then let's talk about what's going on in the practice, in your life, and let's talk about what we could possibly do and what value we bring as a group, as a company, to make your life better, to make your practice better, to get you to your goals faster, right? And regardless of where you are in practice, we've got several different programs. So we just had some docs join us 2 weeks ago. We've got a Mastery Gold. We've got an Elite program. So we've got a couple of platforms that make it easy and affordable for you to try to meet you where maybe you are, and make it, like I said, easy and affordable, cost effective. We connect you with some ambassadors in our group, just phenomenal people to make your life and practice certainly better and more fun and make practice fun, right? We also have a big event coming up in Oklahoma City. It's going to be November 6th and 7th, $199. I mean, I'm literally giving it away for first timers. So if you've never been to an event, you could bring yourself. If you have a couple associate docs, you could bring your whole CA team. We're doing a CA breakout, which is fantastic. We're going to go all day Friday from 4 o'clock in the afternoon right until 9. Then we do an after hours party. We're going to be there all day Saturday. And again, it's not a sales pitch for Chiropassion. It's clarity, certainty, communication, practice management, wealth mastery, CA training. I mean, it's just huge. You'll have enough to hit the ground running on Monday. There's no doubt about it. So, hey, love and appreciate you guys. Have fun in the practice today, right? Build something like this, make an impact in your life, make an impact in others' lives, serve them with chiropractic, have fun out there, have some joy, live your life with passion, and remember, better yet, live your life with Chiropassion. Talk to you guys soon.